The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
We continue on the Domino's post-game report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, congratulations. Headed back to Greenville for the second time in your tenure here at Mossy Creek. What's it mean to get this 6-point win, especially over a team in Coker who eliminated you from the SAC tournament last season?
Well, you know, this is one of those deals where they have been so dominant over us. Played them 3 times last year. They beat us twice. Beat us in this very 2-7 match, first round of the tournament, and then beat us twice in the regular season. And if you really look at this game, until the very end of this game, they were, in my mind, they were sort of in control of this one, and we were able to just sort of pull it out. So credit goes to those guys. They're tough. They're deliberate. They make it hard to get scores, and I'm proud of our guys because we did enough to get the win. Performed well enough to do that, but this is a really, really big win for us at this point this season.
A lot of notables in this when you talk about winning it at the end. Coker goes on an 8-0 run to take a 7-point lead with 9 minutes left in the second half, but then a 6-minute field goal drought. You use a pair of 6-0 runs, a 6-0 and an 8-0 run, to take the lead out of a timeout. What'd you do? You do in that timeout to get your team settled to make that push? We
made sure that they understood that there was still 25% of the game left to play. And so even though we were down 7, we felt like if we got stops and we felt like if we could find some baskets in there and non-traditional baskets, offense rebounds, transition baskets, we felt like that we could cut into this thing. And our guys showed great poise. They didn't get flustered. They didn't get they didn't lose it mentally, so to speak. And we continued to try to mix up our defenses there a little bit. And then we did just what I said. We got some second chance opportunities off the boards. We were more aggressive to drive, get to the line. And, credit goes to our guys for listening to that huddle. One of our big points this game, I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. You've got to make sure you're giving extra attention in those huddles. And I thought they did that.
Eric Bethel, the SAC's leading scorer, you keyed in on him to wild amounts of success. Had 29 on you in the last meeting. But Bethel goes 1 for 10 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, and finishes with just 5 points. What'd you do to shut down the second team all-SAC guard and the league's leading scorer?
Well, we determined we weren't going to – we may get beat. We weren't going to get beat with that thing going like it did down there, him getting 30. So we really gave extra attention to him, made sure we were there on the catch, made sure we were really, really tight, and forced him to drive it. And as you saw, man, he was 1 of 10 from the field. He got a little frustrated, especially going into the second half. Yeah. 0 of 4 from the 3. He flopped on a 3-pointer to go get 3 free throws. Mm-hmm. He gets 1 field goal late on a drive. And so I was really, really pleased with our guys' performance because that guy can really score and can heat up and get points in bunches, and he was really a non-factor.
It seemed like your team got in his head a little bit, too. He picks up a technical late. It would have been difficult for Coker to come back. They were down 5, but a bunch of free throws for Jared Johnson on a night where you're not hitting at the line. Johnson makes 2 of 4, makes it a 3-possession game, and nigh impossible for Coker to come back late.
Yeah, again, he's a senior, and he, at this point, that the next time you lose, season over, and so that was his last collegiate game, and I'm sure it's very frustrating, especially on a night like tonight, where he would have loved to not have gone out there and put 30 on us again, but it was our guys' defensively made it really tough for him, and I'm sure it was very frustrating. And he's an outstanding player, he's an outstanding scorer. And he's been so prolific this year. So and there's a reason he's the leading scorer in this league. So he's proven time and again he can do it. And tonight we were just fortunate that we were able to put up a stingy enough fight that he didn't get those kind of looks that he's gotten all year long.
On the flip side, your posts do what they normally do, but do something that hasn't been done in nearly a decade. Since November 25th, 2006, Carson-Newman hasn't had 2 players finish with double-doubles. But tonight, Brooks has 15 and 11. Sawyer Williams, 17 and 11. What about the job of those 2 inside?
Well, they had about a plus 10 rebound margin there in the second half at one point, and we challenged those guys, and I thought Sawyer's really the one that sort of set it off, and Carson, especially on the defensive side of the ball, did it. Sawyer more on the offensive side, and those guys just listened. They listened, and it was very obvious that they wanted to make sure that we did everything we could try to do to continue to play. And so for them to both get double-doubles, that's sort of that's not unexpected, because they're both capable of doing that. But it was timely, to say the least. If we don't get that, if those guys don't rebound the second half like they did, we don't win this game.
Home teams have held serve thus far. We don't know who your opponent will be in the 7 o'clock matchup Saturday night. Newberry has a 37-21 lead on Catawba with 4:50 left in the first half. Newberry getting hot. They've hit 4 of their last 5 shots, but we've said tough to beat a team 3 times.
Don't say that, Cav.
Newberry holds serve. You've got to beat the Wolves for a 3rd time to get to the SAC title game for the first time in your career. Analyze the field that's left.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that. I think, if anything, our guys go in there with a great knowledge of what Newberry does, and because we played them so recently. I mean, we played them last week, so it's like they're right fresh on our minds. Nothing will change in terms of our preparation or plan for this game if it is Newberry. Yeah. And we'll go there in a neutral site and see who can come out victorious, who can perform best. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because Newberry's an outstanding team, and I didn't think that they would do anything but make a run here late.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you in Greenville.
Thanks, Kev.
That is Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.